Are you ready to elevate your drone experience to the next level? Today I'm going to review the differences between the DJI FPV and the DJI AVATA2. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one of these beasts will suit you best. Let's go. G'day friends, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brett. I'm a real estate photographer and I use drones every day in my business and have done for the last 8 years or so. And my channel is full of reviews and tutorials about photography and drones, but today we're going to talk about the DJI FPV and AVATA2. So let's get into the details. First up is the DJI FPV. This drone was launched in 2021. And when this drone was released, it pretty much took the FPV world by storm, because before this, most of the FPV drones you had to buy and build yourself. And I have to say the DJI FPV offers a pretty exciting flying experience. With its powerful motors and impressive acceleration, this drone can reach speeds up to 87 miles per hour or 140 kilometers an hour. The onboard camera shoots 4K in 60 frames a second, which means that your footage should be nice and sharp, and the DJI FPV goggles too provide low latency for transmission as well. But probably the best part about using either of these drones is the motion controller. If you're using one of these joysticks, it's kind of like flying a fighter jet. I think DJI needs to build some kind of full body suit full of sensors to make you feel what you're actually seeing. How good would that be? Anyway, I've gotten off track completely, so let's talk about the downsides of the DJI FPV. This really isn't a downside, but you only get about 20 minutes flying time out of the DJI FPV, and it lacks a lot of obstacle avoidance features which could be hard for beginners to grasp when they first start to fly it. Now let's talk about the DJI AVATA2. This is the latest and greatest in the lineup from DJI, and the AVATA2 is packed with upgrades. It features a redesigned frame which is a fair bit sleeker than the previous Avata version. It also has a lower centre of gravity and weighs 30 grams less than the previous Avata. This makes it a little bit more durable and more agile in flight. Probably the biggest bonus here is that the DJI AVATA2 offers 23 minutes of flight time, which is about 15% more than the DJI FPV drone does. And of course this drone also does 4K at 60 frames per second. And it benefits from DJI's ultra low latency video transmission system. This system gives you amazing image quality, but also gives you a better dynamic range than the previous version of this drone. So let's compare these two drones side by side. In terms of speed, the DJI FPV is a clear winner because it does 87 miles per hour, which is a hell of a lot faster than what the DJI AVATA2 does. However, the DJI AVATA2 does excel in stability and control, which makes it more than ideal for capturing those cinematic shots that you want. So here's a quick rundown of the pros and cons for each drone. I'll start with the DJI FPV. The pros are it's a high-speed immersive experience in 4K, and there's ultra low latency when it comes to using the goggles too. But the cons of this drone are the shorter battery life and limited obstacle avoidance features. So now let's go over the pros and cons of the DJI AVATA2. This version has improved durability over the last version, has a longer battery life than the FPV, it has enhanced video quality, a better transmission system and a more stable flight. The cons are it's slightly slower than the FPV drone, and also this is more aimed at beginners to give them a start in the FPV area. Okay, so which drone should you actually buy? Well, if you're all about speed and adrenaline, then the DJI FPV is the drone for you. But if you want something that's a bit more versatile and you're sort of a beginner or you're just getting into this field, then the DJI AVATA2 will be better suited for your needs because it's geared towards beginners a hell of a lot better than the FPV is. Personally, my choice would be the AVATA2 because the only real downside of this drone is the fact that it's not quite as quick as the other drone. If you're racing drones professionally, you're not buying either of these drones anyway. You're generally building your own drone or buying a spec drone for what you need to do. Having said that, they're both excellent drones. It wouldn't really matter which one you purchased, but my personal choice would be go with the AVATA2. The fact that it's newer and it's cheaper than the FPV is a clear winner for me. And it comes with a new version of goggles and controller, which are the Goggles 3 and the Motion Controller 3. Price for the AVATA2 is around the $1,000 mark for the base package, and the FPV, the DJI FPV, is about $100 more in general. And since the DJI FPV was released in 2021, I sense there might be a newer version coming out on the near horizon. But I have seen the DJI FPV drones going cheaper on Amazon, so maybe there is a new one coming out around the corner. But if FPV isn't your thing and you just want to buy a normal drone, you're not sure which one to buy, I've done a video right here which compares the DJI Mini 4 Pro and the DJI Air 3. Thanks for watching.